Hey friends, it's Paige Evans, and today I want to walk you through one of my memory explosion boxes. You can find all of these supplies at Michael's stores. So it starts off as a plain white box. It's about 5¼ inches cubed, and it comes in white or craft, and then you just get to have fun decorating it to your heart's content. So there are a lot of birthday themed elements in this end cap, and so I decided to make this memory explosion box for my daughter Jane's 8th birthday. So when you remove the lid, it explodes. That's why it's called a memory explosion box. And it does this 3 times because there are 3 layers and 3 lids. So you take off the next lid and it explodes once again. And the final lid, there we go. So there are so many different pockets and layers, and because there is a lot of space in between the layers, you can make your embellishments up to, I would say, a ½ inch thick. So here in this first layer, I've added a photo of Jane, and then I backed this square with green glitter paper, added some pattern paper on the front here, and a few die cuts. On this next flap, we've got some more embellishments and die cuts and another square photo. And I used foam squares to attach a lot of these die cuts in place, again, because I can get away with it. Usually I try not to make my embellishments and die cuts and layers too thick on my scrapbooks, because when you're putting them away, the chunkier they are, the less pages you can fit in. But with this project, you can make it extra chunky, which is just so fun, adds lots of texture. On this next flap, again, I covered all of the flaps and every side with pattern papers, and I plan to do a tutorial soon completing a box, but you do have to measure and just cut your pattern papers to size and trim off any excess. So here I layered a chipboard frame over a journaling spot. You might recognize this cute birdie from Go the Scenic Route, and again, birthday themed because I gave this to her for her 8th birthday. On the largest flap here in the back, I added a large square photo. It's about 5 inches square, layered on some floral die cuts, some tiny floral stickers, and then I love these puffy photo corners that you can find also in this end cap. The back layer of every flap, so this outer layer, 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's actually a pocket. So inside, I've added a piece of pattern paper on which Jane can write her own thoughts, and she can add her own stickers, make this a little scrapbook page. But I just thought that there's just so many fun places where you can tuck all these extra bits. Let's put that back in here if I can. There we go, back in the pocket. We're gonna turn to the next section of flaps. Again, this first layer has a pocket on this first section. Is an angled pocket. So I covered it with a piece of pattern paper, and then inside added a photo and a sentiment die cut, and here I made a little tab with some of the washi tape. Those just tuck in here. You'll notice I used glitter paper on the back of every flap on this first section. And then you can flip it, here we go, some layered sentiment birthday die cuts. Here's a photo of Jane, and then I added one of my favorite embellishments, these heart paper clips. And this last section, so I turned this photo into a layout already, but I utilized the same idea where I had Jane pose with her hand as if she was holding balloon strings. So I thought to do that same effect. Added balloon die cuts here at the top with some of the baker's twine from the trim assortment coming down to her hand. And again, there's a pocket at the top in which I added a piece of pattern paper, and it just comes and goes back into this pocket. We're gonna rotate once again to this pocket. Here I edged it with a piece of the sequin trim from the trim assortment, added pattern paper, got the purple glitter paper right there, and a photo tucks into this pocket. Here I added one of the mint bow paper clips right onto the photo, so it's easier to grab and you don't get your finger smudges on the photo. The next flap, here's a square photo with the little sentiment stickers on some of the empty white space. Layered die cuts, again using some thicker foam squares to add dimension, and you might notice a little piece of the aqua baker's twine tied through this happy birthday sentiment. On this last layer, I left it kind of simpler. There's a large photo here and then a floral sentiment right here. And I added some of the photo corners. There is another pattern paper tucked into this pocket for Jane when she's ready for that. And in this last pocket, so here, this little tiny pocket envelope is one of the embellishments in this end cap, and it comes with little cards that you can decorate or write on, and you can tuck them right into the pocket. Here I added a sentiment with a little message to Jane. There's the orange glitter paper. In the next section of flaps, it looks like I adhered this rainbow paper upside down. That's okay, it still looks good when you're looking at it from this side. And then here's a photo. I filled up this whole page, first with pattern paper, and then a photo that's slightly smaller and embellished the corners with those puffy photo corners. And this last spread, here's one of the holographic doilies that you'll find in the end cap. And then I added another one of the puffy, or not puffy, but heart paper clips, some more floral die cuts, the photo corners, and then there's a piece of paper in there. So you can also embellish the lids. I wrapped the edges with glitter paper from the 6x6 paper pad, and then just created clusters of embellishments on top. So you can close it back up with each lid. And there we go. That, my friends, is one of my finished memory explosion boxes. You can find all of these supplies on my end cap in stores, in Michael's stores in the US and Canada. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you again soon.